I am here, my name is Barnaby Jones, by the way. I am here to talk to you about being fancy. Now, the number one thing about being fancy is learning how to carry yourself. Learning how to sit up in a right position to make you look like you know shit and that you are important. You must also speak with a British accent. All fancy people speak with a British accent. You could be a bum on the street and still be fancy at a party if you were invited to one, which I highly doubt. But anyways, you must learn how to present yourself in a way that makes you feel better than everyone else in your own mind. Now, I used to run a cat farm. Now the thing about my past is I got shot in the spine by a crazy lady who was trying to steal some cats from my cat farm in Wisconsin. And that's another thing. I was born in Wisconsin. And I had a stroke about 4 years ago, and now I speak with a British accent. So, it really works in my favor that I did get shot in the spine, and I had a stroke 4 years later. But anyways, I'm also a paraplegic, which resulted in the spinal shooting, which was an effect of the spinal shooting. I have no control of my legs, which is it's very, very fancy. Paraplegics are the fanciest of fancies. They when they cross their legs, they look extremely fancy, and no one wants to fuck with them. So I do that. I use that to my advantage. I also went to Cotillion. Cotillion, the biggest waste of money I could possibly ever spend. Anyways, being fancy. Anyways, cats. Back to cats. You must always have a cat because cats are selfish and inconsiderate, and they carry themselves like cross-dressers. Which I don't know if that's fancy. That might be fancy to the most fanciest of fancy men, I guess. But anyways, I'm a... Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Martha! 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 Bring me a new diaper. Change me. Please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh. Whoa. How embarrassing. I'm so sorry, but as a result of my paraplegicness, I wear a diaper. So, I'm so sorry, that was extremely rude and not fancy at all. But yes, I do wear a diaper, and sometimes I relieve myself, which can be heavenly. Can be heavenly. You can also do it when you're in a situation you want to get out of. Sorry, I relieve myself. I have to go. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. One other thing about being fancy, I just realized this. One other thing about being fancy is you always use your fancy finger. Use your fancy finger all the time. Yes, use that finger all the time because it works almost every time. I would show you something, but I can't really grab it right now because I was born without thumbs. Yes, I'm a real mess. I'm a real mess. But anyways, that is the video about being fancy. Number one. Paraplegics are the most fanciest of fancies. Cats. Fancy fingers. Sometimes diapers. Cotillion. Carrying yourself. 3. Having strokes. Sometimes. Anyways, that is the fancy video. I'm James Barnaby Jones. Sorry, I did a ton of acid back in the day, so I'm kind of brain dead. So, goodbye everybody, I'll see you next time on Fancy, Fancy, Fancy.